We now want to shift gears, showing you a live look there in Dallas. For shifting gears to a story that came from over the weekend just outside of Dallas, Texas. Officials say that an 18-year-old woman named Ava Moore was kayaking on nearby Grapevine Lake there on Sunday. She was killed when a jet ski hit and run. The driver of the jet ski fled the scene with a male, and a search ensued. Texas Attorney General Ken Paxton later announced that the two suspects were arrested, and we're now learning much more about who they are. I want to now turn our attention to Fox 4 Dallas reporter David Santendry. He's standing by to give us all of the details and the latest. David, thanks so much for being with us here on Live Now from Fox. Just break down the very latest, some of those details that are just now coming out.
Yeah, thanks, Christina. Well, just within the past hour, we obtained an arrest warrant affidavit for two suspects. And the person who was driving that jet ski apparently was operating it at a very high rate of speed around swimmers and kayakers. And we've learned that Ava Moore, who was on her kayak, was actually trying to get away from that jet ski just because it appears it was being reckless on the lake. Then she was struck from behind. The operator of that jet ski actually got away, but not before a photo was taken of her and shared with law enforcement, who have just blasted it across social media here in North Texas.
The police came and they went to that house right there.
Oak Cliff neighbors rattled Tuesday morning as law enforcement surrounded a home off Atlas Drive.
I don't really care what people do around me. I don't care if it's cops involved, SWAT involved, whatever. I just mind my own business.
But while trying to stay to himself, Angel Gonzalez could not help hear authorities demand two people, reportedly on the run from a deadly lake crash, surrender.
I mean, everything that our officers and all the agencies have been doing is for Ava Moore.
18-year-old Ava Moore, a recent U.S. Air Force Academy preparatory school graduate, was killed after being struck by a jet ski while kayaking on Grapevine Lake Sunday.
And then I heard someone in the crowd say she hit someone. And so I automatically turned around to go back toward the water because I was concerned.
Lisa Scrayback, there as a group pulled Moore from the lake.
You know, we just started life-saving measures, checking her pulse at that time.
But Moore passed away, and the woman on the jet ski fled.
I turned around to look at the water, and I could see her and the passenger on the jet ski going away from the incident, and they were waving toward like their people, and you could tell they were trying to get away.
Someone shared this photo of the suspect with Texas game wardens, who released it to the public. It's shared thousands of times across social media. Tuesday morning, authorities identified her as Dicarolyn Alejandro Gonzalez Gonzalez. Attorney General Ken Paxton says she was in the country illegally, and we saw immigration officials on scene early Tuesday. Gonzalez was located inside this Oak Cliff home. A woman renting here, who does not want to show her face, says several rooms inside are rented. She claims she first saw Gonzalez Monday night with a man who lives there.
It seemed like her photo was so clear that she would just be caught very soon.
Gonzalez, now in custody for the death of Moore, according to game wardens. On top of that, Grapevine police say Mikel Coelho Perozzo, also a reported illegal immigrant from Venezuela, will face additional charges for a vehicle crash while driving away from the lake with Gonzalez.
Where they crashed into two different vehicles and got out of the car and ran away.
Had some Oak Cliff neighbors known they were reportedly hiding next door, they say they would have called 911.
I would probably try to tip them off and tell them that they were here.
So Gonzalez is facing several charges, the most significant being manslaughter. Texas game wardens, who are the lead on this investigation, plan to have a press conference tomorrow morning where we are expected to hear more information about what led to this arrest and some possible new charges. Christina?
And David, of course, such a sad story. I have to ask you before I let you go, have we heard from Ava's family at all? Have they spoken out in the midst of any of this?
So her family has released a brief statement, just, thanking people for their prayers. Actually even said that they are giving out some prayers to everyone involved, that also being the suspects. So you don't always see that. We did have an opportunity yesterday to interview one of Ava's former basketball coaches who said she was just a shining star. She expected her to really climb the ranks in the military once she officially got in, and just had nothing but positive things to say about her.
Again, there with Fox 4 in Dallas, giving us an update on this very sad story, David Centendry. Thanks so much for your time.
Thank you.
All right, wanted to bring that to you here on Live Now from Fox. And just to wrap up what we've heard and learned there in this story, I want to put this up on the screen as well. These were some of those tweets that were put out by the Fox 4 reporter David Centendry, saying that that is the picture. We also saw that there in the story when Gonzalez was arrested. She allegedly struck and killed Ava, who's only 18 years old, there on Grapevine Lake with a jet ski before fleeing. It was reported now that she was in the country illegally from Venezuela. And we do know, again, Moore was preparing for military basic training. And there's another photo as well that we have there of the lake where this happened. But according to an arrest affidavit, Gonzalez was driving that jet ski at a high rate of speed in close proximity to swimmers and others. The kayakers, though, as we heard, were just trying to get away when Ava Moore was struck from behind. Sad story, but we certainly wanted to bring it to you here on Live Now from Fox, leaving you with this photo of Ava Moore. Of course, if any more developments come, we'll bring them to you here. And of course, when we get that press conference as well, we'll have it here on Live Now.
All right. So I believe, let me stop that. Okay. Grapevine Lake, as you can see here, but before we, let me just double check if people can hear me and see me. They couldn't. There we go. Shalom, beloved brothers and sisters, Jews and Gentiles alike. Welcome. Thank you for being here. It is good to be here. Great glory to mighty honor. All praises to the Most High. Give me a one if you can hear me and see me well. I thought you guys could see me. Anyway, so yes, once again, welcome to our 13th days of the shadow fast. And today we're going to discuss pride. And this is one of the example of pride. You got a bunch of folks that are here. Well, they're not supposed to be here, but they don't look like your typical people that they are getting out of here. So, they are not being enforced. I mean, this is the Texas, So, and these people, they went into a lake. They were undocumented. They were illegal. And they are enjoying life. And what's make Grapevine Lake, again, I really do not want to go deep into this because, I just really don't want to. The moment you start talking about lake, blassos will get into here and they will try to make this into something it is not. Now, most of those lakes are man-made, okay? They are not natural lakes, all right? All right? So this is Grapevine Lake, okay? It's man-made. It was made in 1948 by the U.S. Army engineer. So let me see. There we go. This one, okay? It's man-made. It's in Texas, okay? Most people use it for kayaking and jet skiing and fishing and things like that. So I believe that's the aquarium they have over there. Okay. So this is the lake right there. Okay. Again, it's, let's see, Rockledge Park. I'm assuming those photos are accurate. Okay, so, but then again, it is man-made. As you can see, beloved, lately, you've been seeing a lot of you've been seeing a lot of people are dying on those lakes. Okay, there's a lot of lake in Texas or around the U.S. that are man-made. All right, so let's read a little bit about this. Grapevine Lake is a reservoir in North Texas, about 20 miles, 32 kilometers northwest of Dallas, and northeast of Fort Worth. It was impounded in 1952 by the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers. Okay, all right. When they dammed Denton Creek, a tributary of Trinity River. The reservoir's primary purposes are flood control and to act as a municipal water reservoir, with the secondary function of providing recreation and open spaces on open space areas. The lake's name comes from the city of Grapevine, Texas, to which the lake is adjacent. Okay. On March 2nd, 1945, the U.S. Congress approved the River and Harbors Act of 1945, which, among many projects, provided for the construction of Benbrook Lake, Grapevine Lake, Levin Lake, and Ray Roberts Lake. So those are 1, 2, 3, 4 lakes. Why were they building those lakes, and what were there before? Why did they have to build all those many lakes around? What is it? Why? Flood control? Are you joking? Texas flooded all the time whenever it's raining, but not even really hard. Keep flooded. Reservoir for water? Or are they trying to hide something? Or are they trying to hide things that, well, one, they can't explain, two, they've done horrible things and then they have to cover it up? Notice that it is usually the army that doing this. And some of you over there in Texas need to go to this lake and perform a libera. Now, the incident that happened, the fellow name was Angel Ortiz, I believe. He was the guy who noticed when they came and got those two proud people, okay, that did this thing. Okay, they could have stayed, but they fled. And they fled the scene and things like that. So they are building those lakes around for what purpose? Floodplain? Huh? That many? In the 40s and 50s. It just so happened you people, we also, you guys are saying, well, you build those things for flood control or floodplain, or mainly for flood control or reservoir in the 40s and 30s, 50s, and which, when you look at the record of flooding from the 40s and 50s comparing to now, it's worse. It's just so funny that now that you people stop building those lakes, you don't build them anymore. There are insane amount of flooding going on in Tennessee, North Carolina, and Texas, all over. And you people don't build lakes like that anymore. You just stop building them. You could have easily built them now because of these horrible weather patterns that we are having there. This thing is horrible. It's everywhere. It's the flooding is everywhere, but you don't do that anymore. Well, you don't have the money to build them? Why there's no more money? Why do you stop building them anymore? Because you accomplished your mission, the things that you wanted to hide, the things that you didn't want others to know what you did, you hide those things and stuff. Okay, so now you really don't want to build them anymore. It's like, well, there's no need, but yeah, but there's a lot of flood going on. Why don't you guys just build some of those lakes? That would be cool to mitigate those floods, especially down there in Florida during hurricane season. But you gotta look at the topography, and you need a valley. You can build them just like that. You need places, and yeah, okay, well, whatever, man. Good, yeah, good then. Okay, beloved, let us move in. Today we're going to pray and yeah. There we go. There we go. Put this down. So anyway, today we're going to dive into pride. Okay, we're going to dive into pride. So this is gonna be a little bit more uncomfortable for a lot of us, but we have to talk about this. We have to go into these things because they are part of our shadow. I believe we have a fair amount of people with us. Let us go ahead and pray. Great glory to the mighty one, all praises to the Most High. Heavenly Father, earthly mother, the Holy Spirit, our mother. Thank you for being in our midst and spread your spirit upon us. Yes, we have a lot of pride. We are a very prideful people. Indeed, the pride is not, in this case, positive. There is no such thing, or there is nothing wrong with somebody that go to work, regardless of the person, work very hard and receive a payment for the hard work. And within this payment, and they use this quote unquote monetary fund to purchase goods and food and whatever that they need for their family or for themselves. And they feel this pride. They feel this pride that they work for it. They feel this quote unquote positive reinforcement. This is good. There is no such thing, excuse me, or there's nothing wrong with you clean up your house, you clean up the backyard, you clean up your neighborhood, you clean up a place, and you feel a form of pride. And you take pride in certain works that you do. However, beloved brothers and sisters, the way that we use and deal with our pride side is another thing and another level. Our pride and personal pride is more like a stiff neck version. We must go into introspection and ask ourselves, are we proud? Are we proud of certain things that we've done, knowing that this thing was wrong? But because of our pride, we choose to hold on to it and decided we're going to be rigid, we're not going to be changed. Are we putting our pride in this truth when we came in and we read and we know the 12 chart? The 12 tribe chart, and refuse to learn because we are proud of whatever label we associated ourselves to? Are we proud of yoking ourselves within 83, though their kingdom is already down the tube and seeming down the septic tank? Are we proud of the horrible and terrible things that we did personally to people? The things that we did to our families? And we know we are wrong, but because of the pride, because we know, well, I'm this, I'm that, I'm smarter, I'm this, I'm a Hebrew Israelite, I don't need to listen to you. Are we using our powers for abuse? Are we using our pride because, yay, we read more than 80 books? Thus, because of that, we proudly come out there and then make announcement, and as if we are something, as if we are doing this on our own. Are we using the Holy Spirit light, comprehension, and somewhat understanding and claiming that we are doing this in our own pride? Earthly Mother, you, the Comforter, the Purifier, sent your angels unto us and get rid of all those negative pride that reside within us, that are shackled and chained, that hold us from our magical growth. Indeed, there are a lot of progress that had been made in the midst of our people. We do not want to take this progress and turn it into a pride fight. Indeed, we have this in the so-called Hebrew community. The pride of being part of this camp, the pride of being part of that camp, the pride of following this fellow online, the pride of being part of this guy, school, class, or whatever study. And this pride blinded us from seeing the reality, from seeing the truth. Yea, we watch the pride of the Christian. Yes, I am part of Joel Osteen Church. I am part of this mega church. I am part of this, whatever that, since we're talking about Dallas, the Sir T.G. Jakes Church. My church cost $68 million to be built. Each of the congregators or parish owners have their own personal seat assigned with Android tablet or iPhone or iPad. I got great pride in my church. And we see how pride had destroyed the so-called Christian, the pride of knowing absolutely nothing and be proud of it. The pride of knowing that you're going to burn straight in hell like that Pope down there. But yes, you still have this smile in your face. Are we supposed to copy those people' pride? Though we are not Christian as they are, although we are the original Christian, should we use our pride and go out there and do as they do? We're asking our angels to come in the midst of us. If we have 1 ounces of pride in the midst of us that keep us from seeing reality, the truth, because truth is ever evolving and progressing things. We're always learning. And I personally, I do not want to stop learning. And sometimes my pride get in my way. Well, at least I shall say it. My pride personally get on the way, in the way, blocking the way to light. I'm asking my brothers and sisters to plead with the Holy One, beseech your guardian angel, and deal with this pride. Yea, of course, some of you may say, I am a very humble person. I do not have pride. Yes, you may not, but still, if you're truly humble, you will call it and ask for help to deal with your pride. Is pride truly come before fall? As we can see, as we witness the nation before us, 83, so to speak, are very prideful people. They ignore us and their pride state because of the blessing they had. Though they lost the blessing, they are still prideful. They are just like with us, witnessing the destruction worldwide, the great shift. Instead of them coming, bend the knee, be humble, let go of the pride, now they hold on to their pride, not only their pride, and ours too. Now everybody is us. I'm black and I'm proud. Say it loud. Now their pride was not enough. They hold on to the few stuff that our people had. Personally, I'm asking my guardian angel to purge my soul with all the pride. Purge my spirit, my body, and every being of me of all the pride, and render me a proper vessel to receive the light. Although, beloved brothers and sisters, this is not an easy task. I see how pride destroys a whole nation, whole people. Especially when they do something negative, something backward, and it is uploaded online, it is supported by the public, it is engrossed by the online community, and those people feel certain pride. We do not want, at least here in our community, to feel such pride, because we don't want to be destroyed anymore. By nature, the Son, the Spirit of the Son, is very prideful, and is extremely hard for people that are born under the influence of the Son, or the people that are born to the planet close to the Sun, to get rid of the pride. We are not here to condemn our brothers and sisters. We are here to work to a degree collectively in our pride. And we've done tremendous stride of progress. And that is why the Holy One decided to give us much more access, and the Holy Spirit, the angels are assisting us and they are showing us. The pride of thinking that you know everything, or at least even worse, you know something, when the truth of the matter is you know nothing. The beginning, the height of wisdom is to know you know nothing. Get the pride out of the way. Not your way, not my way, but out of the way. Let the wisdom coming. To my brothers, to my sisters, walk on your pride. We thank the Holy One, the Most High God Almighty, the Holy Spirit, our Mother, to humble us. Remove this pride. Remove this issue. Or at least help us to remove it, because this isn't easy. So we may receive the proper balance, yea, the equilibrium of love, humbleness, humility, meekness, power in the midst of us, and keep our pride balanced and in check. May the will of the Holy One be done in this earth as it is in heaven. Selah, so be it. We will take a break, and we will be back to elaborate more on the pride side. Selah. Okay.
The 8K family.
Have you ever felt a deep yearning for spiritual growth but didn't know where to start? What if I told you there's a guide that can lead you through every step? Introducing the 8K Family Handbook. This comprehensive guide is your ultimate companion for spiritual empowerment, offering invaluable insights and practical steps to enhance your spiritual journey. What's inside? Perform spiritual background checks. Learn how to assess spiritual energies and protect yourself from negative influences. Connect with your guardian angel. Discover methods to establish a strong, supportive relationship with your guardian angel for guidance and protection. Develop your magical abilities. Unleash your innate magical potential with step-by-step instructions and exercises tailored for all levels. Whether you're a novice or a seasoned practitioner, the 8K Family Handbook provides the tools and knowledge you need to elevate your spiritual practice. Begin your journey to empowerment and enlightenment today. Available now on Amazon.com.
Okay. Thank you, beloved. You can get the book and do the best that you can to work on yourself, to find out who you are, or at least what you are, and what are you capable of to a degree. Now, let us expand on the subject today, pride. Pride, it is usually associated with the sun. You might hear it from the 7 deadly sins. The 7 deadly sins, so to speak, are tied up to the 7 planets. The sun is pride. The moon is something else. Saturn is envy, and Friday is lust. But I can't really put them into, they're not in my mind. But today we will focus to pride. To a degree, like we said before in the beginning, we have pride. Again, there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with a fellow that choose to lose weight and they ended up losing 50 pounds, 20 and 30 pounds, and they feel this pride in them. They're like, I'm proud of myself of doing this, which is good. But what is not good is to you to take this pride and go online and start saying, well, I lose 30 pounds, I lose 50 pounds about like 2 months or a year. Why can't other people do this? I'm better than them. I know I was stronger than this, than that, and this. You know, I'm the only one that can do this and stuff. Nothing can happen to me and stuff like that. And this pride blinded you from whatever light or blessing you were supposed to receive. There's nothing wrong with a brother and sister that put his or her mind into a project and finish the project. You will feel a certain pride. However, the pride we are talking about is much more boastful and arrogant, from the ignorance. When you face an adversary or an opponent that is a hell of a lot stronger than you, an opponent that you have zero chance of defeat, for instance, when we did turn against the Holy One, because the Most High God Almighty never turned against us, we are the one that turned against Him. We are the one that first in our pride, we turn our face. We don't want to learn. We don't want to progress anymore. We want to live the gang life. We want to live the slacker life. We want to live 83 lives. We want to be like them, act like them. We could not wait. Of course, you see many examples of this. When Samuel, the great judge, had the people, Joshua, give them the land, well, take all the land, and they were having judges upon judges. They were living well, but they were complaining that 83 have kings and they didn't have king. They were going to Samuel and say, give us a king. We want to be like those people over there. They have king, man. They have princess and stuff and king and kingdom. And Samuel told them, you don't need king. You don't need none of those things. You already have everything. You are in your own right, your own king, your own queen. Your house is your kingdom. You rule your house. You rule. The community is a kingdom. They didn't want to listen to that. They want to be like 83. And when Samuel go ahead and keep telling the Most High, and the Holy One got angry. And then the Holy One anger, he chose Saul, the worst king. Saul was the one who gave out the secret and the one who initiated the first Inquisition. Saul, secretly known as King James, that effed up most of the Bible. But anyway, when we saw others do too, we want to do things. Some of you have children that you raise right. Some of you have children that you provide everything you could have provided for a child. But this child want to be like those people. This child want to behave like them. He or she want to go out there and do hish and effed up things like those kids. They want to be wild like those. My son, my daughter. Why can't you be like our family? Why can't you be like a normal child? We pay school for you. You have zero debt. You have zero this. Why do you want to be like those people over there? Because it's cool, gang and stuff. And, well, is that what you truly want? Then there's nothing I can do. And this child go out there and do things like we did. We want to be like 83 so bad because something was appealing about what they were doing. We couldn't rape. We couldn't go out there and swagger jack people land and rob and do horrible things to children and worship other God because we had specific law that prevented us to do this and we were thriving. But there were a group of us, a very small amount of us that wanted, that yearn, that see how 83 was acting wild. They want to do that too. But the law prevented them to do this, so they had to make covenant unto them. They see their pride in the midst of 83, and more of our people, we wanted to do this, want to be like them. And we turn our face away from the mighty one. We throw away all the laws. We stop building. And we join unto them. And the Holy One say, well, is that what you want to do? Well, fine then. You do know if you do this, you break the law, and quote unquote, this thing gonna come unto you, Jacob's trouble. We didn't give a crap. We were too proud. We thought within our power, nothing could bring us down. And if anything happened, we will take it down. We didn't care about Jacob's trouble. We want to live into the moment. And with great pride, with the Holy One called stiff neck, we didn't listen. We didn't want to listen. And we got ourselves in this mess. That is to a point collectively. As we are approaching the end of time and we look at others, now this is not us being judgy or judgmental, but we can see the pride in the midst of our enemy. The reason why we can see the pride in the midst of them, because we saw it in ourselves. Some of us, if not most of us, we deal with our pride. That's why we are here. We saw how those people are in this boxing match and they are losing tooth left and right, and they are still proud. They are still thinking they have a chance. They haven't landed a punch yet. They still think, well, they keep, like in the 19 days and the 1800, we were this, we were that, we are the greatest military, we are that. USA, make America great again. The whole pride thing. And with their pride, they elected Sir Trump. They got Leo, the lion, another symbol of pride, another symbol of the sun. And you're seeing how their own pride of destroying them. You just sat there, you say, well, just give up already. Just come out there, admitted things, and give us our ish back. No, they hold on to that. And this is not something they just did or do now. They've been doing this. We just were as prideful as they were. We never noticed that up until we let go and we see our own fault, and we can start truly seeing it in others. And we start to understand it too. We see how the mighty fires burn those people's houses down. And they just sat there. We will rebuild. This is nothing. This has nothing to do with itself. Will this? You watch the hurricane, the flood, they destroy everything that they have, the weather, the Trump economy. They still pridefully sitting there claiming they're gonna do this, they're gonna do that. If you now and then you see some of them say, you know what? I'm not gonna build. This is done for me. Packing my ish. I'm moving somewhere else. Are you a prideful person? Are you one of those people that did something, next thing you know, the entire freaking world need to know about it? And not only that, they need to congratulate you. Above all, they need to worship you for this. Are you one of those people? Are you one of those people that use the word hate, haters, hatred to amplify your own pride? Are you one of those people that did something, I don't know, music, you dress better, don't know, like, haters already hated me because, I'm doing this. They hated on me because I'm the best. They know I'm this. Are you one of those people? Are you one of those people when the Holy One humble you through an experience in life? Of course, there's no such thing as a bad experience. Everything is good. It happened to you. It happened for a good cause. Are you one of those people that didn't learn? Instead of you humble down, no, you double up on your pride. Are you one of those people that use your pride and as an excuse for not doing, for not studying? Well, I'm proud to be part of the 8K. I don't need to study. The nation study for me. I don't need to fast. The nation is fasting for me. I heard people saying this all the time. They are praying for. I'm proud to be this. I'm proud of it. Yes, there's a certain pride to be part of the pride. Indeed, if we are lions and lioness, and a pack of lions is called the pride. Is that what that is? Let me double check with to our trusty AI here. She won't lie to us. What is the proper name for a pack of lions and lioness?
The proper term for a group of lions and lionesses is a pride. A pride typically consists of several related lionesses, their cubs, and a coalition of male lions. This social structure helps them cooperate in hunting and protecting their territory.
What about a group of chimpanzee, a group of chicken, a group of crow, a group of shark, which I'm not quite sure they go on group, or in a group of wolf? What do they call them, please?
Sure. A group of chimpanzees is called a troop. A group of chickens is commonly referred to as a flock. A group of crows is called a murder. A group of sharks is known as a shiver or sometimes a school. And a group of wolves is called a pack.
Thank you. Yeah, that's, a group of shark is called a school. When we go into school, we go as a shark. A group of crows called a murder. A group of chimpanzees called a troop. Troop movement, the chimpanzee movement, and a group of lion and lioness called a pride. Yes, I was, a group of wolves is called a pack, but I was confusing pack with lion. But nonetheless, if we are indeed lions and lioness, we are part of this pride. This is something that is from of us. Yeah, Judah is a very prideful, tribe. That's what it is. There's nothing you can do about that. However, beloved, we have to, one, tone down the pride, but use it properly, not in a way to boast on others or use the pride above all to blind ourselves and prevent ourselves to go further, because pride is probably one of the greatest hinder to growth. Again, I keep saying pride is good. You do certain work, you feel some pride in it. That's automatic, stuff, and things. There's a gentleman that made we were discussing some stuff, and he made a statement, and we were there, and I can't say the statement because it's the ambiguity of it. And he made the statement, he said, I can see the look, this grimace look on that person's face. And I'm like, okay, I did a good job. And I was very proud of it. He said, once you start seeing that grimace, that, that face, and you did a good job. And we were there, we were laughing. And, this dude was like, we were like, oh, whatever, dude. So it's some, for those of you who understand. So there's this little feeling, things happen, you completed a task, There are certain joy in you and stuff like that. Okay, but to use this thing and let it get away and let it get underway, which block you of seeing the actual positive way of getting to being a fully magically developed person. You did a little thing, next thing I'm taking over the conscious movement. I took over this. I am this guy. I'm the king in this. And you can see this in a lot of our people. Well, call me king this, I'm king that. We have a bunch of king without a kingdom. We have a bunch of queen without no kingdom. Just the name king, you should worship me as a king because I'm a king. I'm king this and king that. A lot of our people out there, we're all very prideful when it comes to this. Well, we built the pyramid, we built this, we built that area, we built that. We still, drawn in the past. We made 1804. We had kings, we had that. There's a lot of pride in that. Yeah, there's a lot, I'm queen this, I'm queen that and stuff. But are we going to put much more strength and build things that are much more, but things that we can build now that will stay or thrive in the future? Or if we did build those things, can we replicate this instance now again? I had challenged many of my brothers and many of my people to rebuild those high technologies. Of course, this is one of the main purpose of the nation here. When we study private, this is us bringing back this type of knowledge so we can build again, invent innovation. Of course, Solomon always said, there's nothing new under the sun, but at least, yes, invent things. Yes, there is a form of pride of seeing that when we do something here, we saw 83 take it, or at least on that side, the swagger jacket, and they go out there and speak to their people as if they come up with it. When in fact, come on, man, you swagger jack this in the midst of us. To a degree, there is, you feel proud. You're like, okay, well, good. There, some of you are talented artists. You made, let's say you're a tailor, okay? You made a dress, a beautiful dress. You make a beautiful suit, and you look at your work. You take pride and pride in your work, man. You're like, I love doing my job. I make these things. I'm very proud of that. That pride, to a degree, it's more like an honor. You are very honored to have this. But when you make this clothes or this thing, and that said, you are the only Negro that can make this suit. You are the only Negro that can make this prom dress. Nobody's better than you. Everybody can eat hish. Everybody can do that. And then no one, if they don't make the clothes the way that you do it, it's not good. Yours is the best of the best. You are the hardest working mofo. You this, you that. And then that's the thing. You don't make dresses anymore. You have a podcast now talking about how well that dress you make back in 1974 book went onto the newspaper and stuff. Ever since then, you hold on to that pride, you hold on to this thing, you boasted about it. That's not good. That's not good. And we are asking our brothers and sisters to deal with your internal pride first before you start seeing it in others. We are asking our brothers and sisters to do the best that you can to deal with yours. Because pride, to a degree, is like a spiritual cataracts. Well, when pride get in your eyesight. It's slowly but surely, sometimes aggressively blinding you. There are certain things that you may have done in the past, but because of your pride, you still dwelling in that. When you look at 83, though, we kind of like projecting our hate on them, but when you look at 83, most of the things they are saying is the thing in the past. Oh, we used to own you people in the past and this and that. No, none of them wants to look in the future because there is none. There is no future. The future is gloom and doom. It's dark. You can't see anything in there. But our people, we are looking for the future. Not only we are looking forward for the future, we yearn how we had done in the past. We look at the past, we examine this. We take both past, present, and the best of them, the great now, what we are doing now. It is the thing that you are doing now that will determine your future. If you're studying now, you're building now, well, in the near future, you will have something constructive, something positive, of course. But if you don't do anything now, you don't study, you like, hey, she's done, this system is done, therefore I'm not going to do anything. This system is done, I ain't going to build anything. This system is done, I ain't going to try to learn anything because everything going to be renewed and stuff. No, you are the next system. You are the builders. If the system fall, you are rising, make things, build things, study things, write things. Where are our new inventors? Well, we have Sir George Washington Carver, the real Tesla. Where's the new Carver? Where's the sister that will invent this new thing, this new product? Well, because, 83 said, well, you don't need to invent anything because everything, we already invent stuff. No, you guys already swagger jack everything. Well, most of the stuff have not been invented yet. We study in those mystical books that those angels, especially the Madimites, are waiting to pass on technology. Why are you not going to them? Why are you not using the sacrament to go there and talk to those people? Although using the sacrament, the SM is no freaking joke. This thing is heavy. But where are the inventors? Are we the people that still being online and bragging about this, bragging about that? A brother make a music video and stuff. This song, he's the best they ever. We gotta let go of this damn pride. You mean to tell me we have a nation of 370 people watching here? None of you do not carry the gift of your ancestors? Yea, we do have the PTSD embedded in our DNA. We do have the trauma, the horrible things following us, locked into our soul. That's why we are doing the shadow fast. At the same time, we have the geniusness, if I may say so, in us. At the same time, we still have the ingenuity of our predecessor in us. The things that they've done in the past, the things that they built, they invented, is still encoding. The DNA is, another word is a personal, internal Akashic records. Your DNA is a huge library. Your DNA, you can tap into it and find out the amount of stuff that not only you had made throughout, like multiple infinite amount of reincarnation, but you can pretty much see every single thing, just like the Akashic records have all the record that is in the universe and multiverses. Your DNA is a ultimate prime library where you can find anything, whether you might consider this thing to be good or bad. Why we do not have a group of brethren, sistren, that are DNA scientific or Akashic record keepers or librarian to that matter? That when a brother, sister say, hey, well, I got this idea, I want to invent this product and stuff, but I'm having certain blockage and I would like help. Can you assist me? Can you show me where in the mighty library or the grand library so I can go ahead and do this and find that? We have a lot of so-called spiritual medium in our community, but why don't we have, well, we do have, why don't we have a group of scientists now? But okay, but Biglevi, you have to understand, this place is going down the tube. Yes, this place and them going down the tube, not us. We are getting out of this tube. Wow, but hell, we got out of this tube. We need a group of our brothers and sisters that are the new scientists or the scientist Genesis or Genesis scientists that are actually walk and do things. Of course, beloved, to do those stuff, it will require not 100% money, but dedication. It's something that has to call you. It's not something you can do on emotion and trigger because, oh, Big if I say this, I gotta be part of that. No, it has to call you. Where are our people that if one of us is sick, regardless of the illness, that can send a light wave and heal this person? We used to do those things. They are here. They are still encoding in our DNA. We still can do that. Where's the brother? Where's the group of brethren that can leap from the ground to the top of the Empire State Building? Judah, Levi, Simeon did this during the battle for Dinah. It's still encoding in your DNA. You can do those things. I am saying this as for you to have a thinking point, not to stroke the pride and worse, the ego, but we need that. We need our beloved to start this on their own. Some of you may say, well, Big Levi, well, how do we look into this DNA, so to speak? Well, I shall tell you how not to look into it. Do not look into your DNA as the way 83 look. Take some look in it in the physical under microscopic. Say what is the construct? What is the primary element or whatever make this? This is not how you look at DNA or anything else with the superficial eyes or the physical eyes. This is not DNA. First and foremost is more mental, is more, it's not physical at all in that sense. It's through what you're doing here, through meditation, deep meditation. I shall say it should, when you're doing this, and it should take you about an hour, minimum 2 hours into meditation to start seeing things. Well, your mind gotta be, and DNA, just because you have the library in you doesn't mean it wants you in her. The library doesn't give access to anyone, at least not like that. It doesn't give you access like this. You need you need a level of consciousness. I really don't like to use this word, but I have to use it. You need a level of maturity. That's better. You need a level of training, maturity. For instance, let's take a regular library, okay? A regular library, and you are a librarian, a toddler came in your library. For some reason, that toddler get there without no parents, nobody. This little child, 2, 3 years old, standing there, and he or she wants to get in, but you already know this kid. The books in there, they are children book, but the books in there, they won't understand it. And if anything, they're going to open this book, they're gonna chew the pages, drawing it. They are not matured yet. You're gonna have to turn them away. Hell, you're gonna have to accompany them and get out there and say, one of you lost your child. He can't be, no kids under this age. You have to be 12, 6, 9 to be here. There is a form of there's a requirement before you can get there, before you can enter there. Now, if this toddler come with an adult, another word, you come with your guardian angel, okay? This adult is holding hand to this toddler and say, hey, I have a library card. Here's my library card. I'm with my daughter. I'm with my son. I'm with my niece. I'm with my nephew. I'm with this kid. I'm going to go to the children's section and show him or her certain things. And they will let you access because your guardian angel, that's what it is. In the beginning, when you're studying, that's what it is. Your guardian angel gonna go with you in all those super libraries and then supervise you and train you. We study those things privately. I really don't want to go ahead and say too much more in public because, profane. To him, this is an attack, okay? To him, you're talking about the Nephilim and fallen angel, and only Jesus can do all those things. Like, okay, well, did Jesus did this to you? No, because I believe in him. I'm saved. I'm going to be raptured. I can't wait for me to get raptured and then laugh at you guys down there while you are going to do this Jacob Show or whatever. But nonetheless, for you to access this library, or the Akashic library, so to speak, you need a degree, a level of consciousness and a level of intelligence. You need to train, and a lot. It ain't gonna take that long, especially with the SM. You train, and at one point you can access those things at any time. You need to go to those beings that are in a much more higher plane than you. But you're going to have to leave your pride down. A lot of you are too prideful. Well, I ain't going to stand in front of this being. He is not the Most High. She is not the Most High. When in fact, they are working for the Holy One. When in fact, is that it is your duty to go to them and get those things there. They are waiting on you. They have there ain't no time over there. But they have those things there waiting on you. Well, get rid of your pride, man. Well, I ain't going to do this. I ain't going to do that because the law of that. You people use the law, but you use the law as a couverture. It's more of your pride is in the way, not the damn law. It's your pride. A lot of people don't study. I don't study this day because the law say I'm not supposed to do nothing today. Nah, the law didn't say nothing of that. It's just you using the law of that. Oh, your 8-year-old daughter, she just have her womanness? Well, the law say I can wail on her and I'm going to give you 40 shekel. That's not the law. That's you using your own backwarded lust so you can do those things. But nonetheless, beloved, the pride, we have to get rid of it. Well, I have to get rid of mine. I'm full of it. Full of the pride. It's a huge hindrance in a lot of things that I'm doing, especially if I'm having a little success on whatever that thing that I'm doing, and the pride quickly coming on me, and I have to beat this thing back into submission, which is good, but it's a conundrum. it's a never-ending battle, but that's what life is. You know, the only time the battle ends is when you close your eyes, you see the light. That's when the battle ends. But as long as you can see this realm, you can feel it, well, the battle's still here. So are we clear onto this, beloved? It's gonna be 2 p.m. here. Are we clear onto this? Are we clear? Any question before I leave you folks with peace? Are we good into this? Yesterday I had something to do. Another thing related to pride. I was very proud of the achievement that I saw yesterday. There were a lot of people there, and I couldn't be in the class. You know, it was good. We are not moved, we are not dismayed. Okay, we are clear. Whoop, there you go. All right. Since we are good, beloved, I will leave you with peace. I will leave you with love. I will leave you with light. I say shalom. Man, tomorrow's Thursday, Friday. Days are, wow, good grief. I say shalom.
Don't take a step no further. Lightness required from detached observers. No escape from the struggles of warfare. Ancestral wars, no dark clouds. Wherefore only the bold can cross the rainbow bridge. Not an ounce of fear, no looks down, not a smidge. Don't shun obstacles, off path, no switch, or give a single fudge or the tug of a yappy. Rich in the heart, deep elemental balance. Fight hard to bestow meaningful, crucial talent. Serve the purpose, gatekeepers hold no malice. Ride Michael Lines, find the peaceful floating palace. Dome of Kublai Khan, echoes of the Yuan. Mandate of heaven from decrees laid upon. Wings like these needed not to float as swans. Visions of gods bearing many wise spawns. Levitate, levitate, levitate. Levitate, 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 not elevate, levitate, 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 not elevate.
Igne natural innovator. Is that thing recording? Yes, it is. Igne natural innovator integral. Fiery plague in America and Europa. Conflagration 83 is confused, asking why. Genesis 15:13 says hallelujah. Jacob's trouble is over, thus say Yahweh. By his power we have manna, we say all praise Yah. By the guide of right mama, we say Gloria. Mene, take y'all to Babylon.
Levitate, 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 not elevate, levitate, levitate, levitate,
levitate, levitate, levitate, levitate, levitate, levitate, levitate, levitate, levitate, yeah, they levitate, 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 now elevate, levitate, 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 yeah, they levitate, 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 now elevate, levitate, 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 yeah, they levitate, 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 now elevate.